The Raptors get absolutely slaughtered by the Boston Celtics right from the get-go. The Raptors didn't really have any energy at all. And the Celtics, they played great energy defensively. Even though the Raptors did have quite a few looks, they just missed their wide open shots. And that's not going to happen very often, Raptor fans, so I wouldn't dwell on anything, on this game at all. And for the Celtics, good on it. They won a game. They won by 22 over the Toronto Raptors. Bravo. It's not going to happen very often. It may not happen again. Just putting that out there. Raptor fans, we know what this team is capable of. Like, real talk, Raptor fans. We know what this team is capable of. And tonight, you didn't see that. And that's okay. I'd much rather this team have that type of game tonight than in about, 3 weeks time in the playoffs. Right? I'd much rather that happen now than in the playoffs. Plus, this game doesn't mean anything. Well, if you won the game, you lock up the second seed in the Eastern Conference. You also have 3 more games to do so, and even then, it doesn't matter if you do or you don't. If Milwaukee lost every game and the Raptors won every game and we took over first in the Eastern Conference, it doesn't do anything. It just said, oh, you're first. Yay. It literally does nothing. There's no home court advantage. There's nothing like that. You're all playing in the same arena. Yeah, you might have, screens of fans and, whatnot, but really there's no home court advantage. So I look at a game like this and I'm like, okay, this is a little slap in the face for the Raptors. Like, hey, you got to wake up. And that's fine. This team's got to go through some wake-up calls to get to the potential they want to be at. And there's tons of individual performances in today's basketball game that we're so not used to seeing, and you're not going to see it very often. It's just the way it goes, guys. Oh, I'm trying not to sneeze. No. Fought that off. Raptors, the funny thing is, they lost 122-100. Oh, no, I'm trying to fight this off. There we go. And it was a lot closer than, for the most part of this game. They lost by 22, but in the fourth quarter, they won the fourth by 12. And you gotta realize that the mainstays of the Raptors were not out there for most of that time, if not the entire quarter. Because when you're down by 30-something, you're not going to put your main guys out there. So, the Raptors really didn't have any good offense going in the first 3 quarters, and defensively they were not very good in the entirety of this game, even 122. It's just not a very good basketball game. And you're not going to see that very often. If you might not see it again, right? The fact that this team defensively over the first 3, or I guess technically first 4 games of the bubble have been incredibly good defensively, and you have one bad game, doesn't mean anything. So now let's get to some numbers here real quickly here. All right, let me actually go through the numbers for each quarter and kind of break it down for you guys what happens. 21-14 Boston in the first quarter. And in the second quarter, 31-23 Boston Celtics. I don't know why I'm sweating still from that Leaf game, I swear. And in the third quarter is really where the Celtics broke this game wide open. 39-20 in the third quarter alone. So, like I said, you were down by 30 plus going into the fourth quarter. The game was pretty much over, and you win the fourth quarter 43-31. The bench got some pretty good scoring there in that fourth quarter. But again, you're down by 30 plus. It doesn't mean anything. And you lose by 22. Now, shooting-wise, the numbers might be a little inflated because of the 43 the Raptors scored there late in this basketball game, all right? So the Raptors shoot 43% from the field. Again, very inflated. They were shooting around the mid-30s, and that's just not very good. Boston shot 49% from the field. Raptors shoot 26% from 3. Even that's a little inflated. They were at 1.17% from beyond the arc. Really bad. 10 for 38. Not very good at all. From the line, they were all right, though. 14-17, 82% is kind of where you want to live in that 80 mark. Good job there. In the rebounds, they were -4. Not too bad. Offensive glass, both teams had 9 offensive rebounds apiece. So the Raptors did not get killed there. And even though you only scored 100, you had 20 assists in the game, so not too bad in that case. When you were knocking down shots, you were, for the most part, you were getting dimes to go with that, so that was pretty good to see. 8 steals apiece, 7 blocks to their 2 blocks, 17 turnovers for the Toronto Raptors. Not very pretty at all. Points in the paint, 54-48 in favor of the Celtics. And it was, they made 6 more threes than the Raptors, and it's too big of a number. It's an 18-point difference. if my math is right. It's usually wrong, but I think that's pretty right. No, I'm not. That's totally wrong. Oh, 6-3. Yeah, I'm right. I'm not that stupid. And that was a big part of this game, was not being able to make your shots, make your wide open threes. It was just a big problem in the game. Like I said, 17 turnovers, points in the paint. Raptors were actually plus 6, 54-48. Second chance points, 13-8 in favor of Boston. And in the fast break, 28-15 Celtics win that. And the reason being, they were getting stops, so they were able to get out and run. The Raptors are so good when they are playing their grade A quality defense leading to their offense. But when you're giving up 122 and you're not playing sound defense, you're not going to get that opportunity. And they didn't. They were playing a lot of mano-a-mano defense, or offense, and they just really weren't playing very well. And that's fine. It's bound to happen at some point, And the biggest lead, so they had a 40-point lead at one point. Sorry, I said 30-something, but it was a 40-point lead. It was really bad. Now, like I said, let's get to some numbers for the players. And guys, really underperformed. But again, it doesn't mean anything. Pascal Siakam, 11 points, 2 boards on 5 of 15 shooting. Was 1 of 5 from 3. Had a steal, was a minus 26. Was Pascal. Really rough game for him. OG with 3 points on 1 of 4 shooting. 1 of 2 from 3. Had a steal in the game, minus 15. For OG. Marc Gasol, 6 points, 9 boards, 4 assists on 3 of 6 shooting. Missed all 3 threes he took. Had a block in the ball game. Was a minus 14 while he was on the floor. Lowry, 11 points, 2 boards, 2 assists, 3 of 6 shooting. 5 of 5 from the line. 0 of 3 from beyond the arc. Not a very pretty game. And he had 3 steals and a block, so a pretty good game there in that sense. But he was still a minus 20 while he was on the floor. And Fred VanVleet, 13 points, 4 boards, 4 assists on 4 of 14 shooting, 4 of 6 from the free throw line, 1 of 6 from 3, had 2 steals and a block, and a minus 22 while he was on the floor. Norman Powell came off the bench, 11 points, 5 boards on 4 of 11 shooting, 3 of 3 from the free throw line, 0 of 4 from beyond the arc. One steal in the ball game and a minus 19. So those are the big numbers for the guys who played the most. Powell played the least. Actually, OG played the least at 18 and 18 minutes. He was minus 15. Really bad there. He had 28 for Pascal in minutes, 18 for OG, 22 for Gasol, 28 for Lowry, 31 for Freddie VanVleet, and 29 for Powell. And all guys were, minus 10 plus. I mean, it was just a really bad game for the starters. They really didn't get any offense going. But the bench, and this is really the only positive you can take from a game like this, but even though you're down by like 40, and the bench gets some points, it's kind of garbage time. It doesn't really mean much. But for confidence sake, it was good to see the guys go out there and get something done. Terrence Davis, 10 points, 2 boards, 2 dimes on 4 of 7 shooting, was 2 of 3 from 3, and he had 2 blocks in the game, and he was only a minus 3 in the 16 minutes he played. Chris, I flipped the boss. What happened there? Chris Boucher, good to see him playing again. 9 points, 5 boards on 3 of 3 shooting, 1 of 1 from the free throw line, and 2 of 2 from beyond the arc for Chris Boucher. Haven't seen much of that in his arsenal over the last little while, and only 14 minutes of work. Had a block in the game, and it was a plus 8 while he was out there. Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, 11 points, 5 boards on 5 of 6 shooting, 1 of 1 from the line, and was a minus 9 on the floor. And the guy that probably had the worst night out of everybody, Serge Ibaka, played 14 minutes. He had 2 points, 7 rebounds, 1 of 9 shooting, was 0 of 4 from 3, and was a minus 22 in 14 minutes. He really had a rough time, did Serge Ibaka. And you guys can go through the list there and probably pick out 3 guys, Terrence Davis, Boucher, and Hollis-Jefferson, the only guys that really had all right games. And even then, they were in garbage time, and they didn't play very many minutes, so it really didn't mean anything. But if you're looking at morale boost for those certain players, it's good to see that you want to see those guys kind of get on a nice little roll here to end the season, so they can kind of put their playoff performances and elevate their play heading into the playoffs. But overall, a terrible game that doesn't mean anything. So now we move on to the next one, and the next game for the Toronto Raptors is on Sunday at 2 o'clock as the Raptors take on the Memphis Grizzlies. And the Raptors look to get back in a win column. If you're facing a team that is fighting for their playoff life, so they're going to come out guns a-blazing at you. The question is, can you answer back? And the Raptors are going to be playing JV. They're going to be playing Jonas Valanciunas. That's going to be interesting to see him in the Memphis Grizzlies uniform. There we go. On Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern time. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. Didn't want to take it too long because it was a bad game. Smack the like button if you enjoyed the video, but not the game. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the game, your thoughts on the video. Let me hear what you guys think. Twitter is down below for myself. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. Also, Instagram link is down below. Sorry, totally blanked out there. Follow up down below. Send me a DM if you guys are interested on there. Go do so. That'd be awesome. I love talking to people on there. I'm talking to quite a few guys on, quite a few of the subscribers, quite a few of you guys on the Instagram page. Love to talk to you guys and talk sports because that's what I love to do. All right, and I will talk to you guys Jays edition very shortly as they lost to the Red Sox. We'll talk very shortly with that. And we'll talk to you guys Leafs edition on Sunday as they play Game 5 against the Columbus Blue Jackets after that crazy game there this evening. And as for our Raptors, as we talked about, their next contest, like we said, is on Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern time against the Memphis Grizzlies. Raptors look to get back in the win column, put that awful game against the Celtics behind us, and move on to the next one, all right? So thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Talk to you guys then.